With a man or bear?
Bear. Man is scary. With a bear.
Well, I've heard about bears. They don't always attack you, right? Unless you like with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear.
I don't know
Let's
if it's
just be fair right here, because you guys are accusing us
Well,
for
wait a
being
minute,
a
what do you
fool.
mean?
But
What do you mean fair?
Let's just be fair on both sides.
So we take the worst case scenario, which basically you could end up with a hostile bear coming after you, and well, yeah, you're probably not gonna have much of a chance, and that's about the end of it. Well, on the other side, we also have some sort of maybe like a professional MMA guy or something, or one of these offenders and that kind of stuff going after you, and again, the outcome's not gonna be very good. So this makes it a very pointless question because we all know the result is gonna be bad both ways. So pointless and stupid question. All right, now we'll go to the opposite end of the spectrum. We'll take the best case scenario. This happens to be some sort of, nice, friendly bear cub that obviously has been brought in from the zoo, or maybe some fictional bear like Genma from Ranma Half, or Smokey the bear or something. Okay, so harmless. And on the man side, some person that's elderly, or maybe some person that's in a wheelchair or something. Okay, fine. Or maybe just just an everyday forest ranger or a police officer or something. Okay, fine. Harmless. You get out of the forest. Good results on both sides. Again, pointless question. So, since the logical conclusions, don't serve to fit and doesn't make viral videos, we have to gerrymander the question and put our own sort of agenda into the question and reword it in such a way that it serves our purpose. So the womanists will say, well, if it's going to be a man, it has to be one of those, SA guys, and, it can't be anybody else. Okay, so we see that there's 1.76 million female victim. Let's just say they're all male, the male versus female, not female on that. It's okay. And we divide that population. That ends up being less, it's a little bit more than 1% of the population. Now we can go on to other ones and see what other percentages of that. So let's say, for example, we look at the number of police officers. We look at the number of firemen. Look at people that would be probably in the forest, like a forest ranger. We can also look at people who are like paramedics. We also look at people who are doctors. Okay, and we add that together. And while we're on the medical profession, if not a doctor, how about a nurse? Also someone useful if you got injured in a forest. So we add these numbers together, about almost 2 million people that you would probably want to actually be that man that you want to meet in a forest. When the percentage is just a little above 1%. So what you're saying is, yeah, the chances of, let's say, 100 people, that you could possibly meet in a forest, one of them might be the bad one, but then also one of them could be someone you actually want, like a police officer, a forest ranger, maybe a doctor, if in case you were actually injured or anything like that. So it doesn't meet your narrative to mention these type of people. You only want to mention the bad people, and that's where the delusion starts. Let's just take this even one step further. So a lot of women will always ask them, well, what are their requirements for meeting that right, perfect man? And so we go and look at things that are men who are unmarried. Doesn't matter what race they are. They always say they must be 6 feet tall, earn 6 figures, but let's, in this case, we'll just limit the figures to only 60,000, okay, so, because the average wage is about, or average is about 50 something, so let's just say just a little bit above average, and not obese, so, relatively fit, that's if it meets the, the 6-pack, okay. Yes, so of the current U.S. population of men, only 1.1% of men will meet this criteria. Now, isn't that interesting? So here we are, we're worried about the 1% of man, which might be really bad. We want to have that 1% man that obviously would be useful in a situation like this. But we also have that 1% man that you might actually want to meet. That is the person that you would actually are looking for. But no, that doesn't meet our narrative, so we can't talk about those people either. So we're only going to talk about the bad people, and this is how we're going to gerrymander the question and work as even though if we look at this realistically, that part of the goodness is in there too, right? That part of the population is there, but they want to ignore the 99% of the population or the 97% of the population that may occur because it doesn't meet their narrative.
No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. Ever. No male should ever approach a woman in a parking lot. And if a male does approach you, you need to turn around and use the strongest voice that you can possibly use with them. Don't be polite. They need to literally screw off. I'm literally shaking. So this guy, I am alone with my son, by myself, a woman, and a male approached me in a parking lot. He's, "Excuse me, miss," and I don't know why in the hell he was approaching me or what he was trying to do. And before he was probably 30 feet from me when he said, "Excuse me, ma'am." And I turned around and I literally yelled at him and I said, "Do not approach me." And he immediately started going in the other direction. And I just kept saying it over and over and over. I said, "Do not approach me. Do not approach me."
Where are all the good men?
Where are all the good men?
Where are all the good men?
Where are the men? What happened?
Where are all the good men? And here's the thing. The good men are everywhere. They are everywhere, sis. The problem is you either have disqualified them for your own unrealistic, ridiculous requirements, or they have been so scared from accusations, being told that they are harassing or, thinking that you want them to approach you, but then carrying on like how dare they find the audacity to approach you.
That I look like this today. Yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend.
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you? Or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatorial, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist.